In today's full flight video, going to be flying the newly updated Embraer E190 in the Helvetic Airways on VATSIM. Well, hello everyone, welcome back to a new AviationJack video. Hope you're doing super well and Happy New Year to everyone. This is the first video of 2026 and we are in the newly experimental version updated Embraer. I said 195, we're actually in the 190. Now this experimental version has been recently released and it's said to include VNAV, so I'm excited to see how much this aircraft has changed. Obviously as experimental there are some things that don't work and that is perfectly normal and fine. I've read through them so I know what to expect, like the EFB, takeoff config, etc, stuff like that. We're in the Helvetic Airways, also known as well, Swiss, and we are actually operating under a Swiss call sign today. I just saw this flight on Flight Radar and thought it looked pretty cool. So yeah, we're going to Krakow, quite wintry, here in Zurich, and then up to Krakow in the Embraer is the plan today. VATSIM, currently not on VATSIM, as because this is a new kind of build of an aircraft, I just want to make sure it all runs well before I hop onto the network. So we're going to do this flight offline. However, we're going to show you, well, I'm going to show you all what to expect on this flight today. So we are Swiss for Quebec Zulu, cruising flight level 310, costing XS5. Flight time of 1 hour and 14 minutes today, and we have 101 passengers departing runway 28 on the DDR5 X-ray departure and arriving into Krakow runway 25 on the Netir 4 Golf arrival. So that's the plan for the day. Let's get into the flight deck and get this Embraer 190 powered up. Okay, here we are in the flight deck of the Embraer. We're going to head to the overhead panel and we're going to switch things on. So first of all, I want the GPU. There we go, GPU is now in use. Battery 1, battery 2, there we go. That all looks good up here. And then coming over to the fuel page, fuel is all on auto, emergency lights to arm, fasten seatbelt signs on, no smoking on. What's that under there? Sterile, is that sterile cockpit? Might as well leave it on. Nice, okay, so back up here again. And then AP control, we can leave that off for the time being. Windshield wiper, we're going to take on the nav lights, and that looks good. Electronic pumps, etc. and whatnot can stay, well, I'm guessing we can switch it on. I'm guessing it should be on, I don't know. And then all of that down there is also good. Coming down to the pedestal, all of this looks good. We've got flaps up, and not much here really goes on apart from obviously tuning into who needs to tune into. Down here then is the FMC. Let's brighten this up all the way. Okay, great. So that's what he popped in for us, which is amazing. Let's just turn up this page here. Leave that on that bit. Destination then, we are off to Echo Papa Kilo Kilo. Pop that one in there. Oh, it's all a bit different. Flight ID then. So I'm guessing we just type in the number. Right, so press activate and then it comes up. So do we have our flight plan? No, we do not. So we might have to do that on our own then, I'm guessing, because flight plan request it's not all colour. So we might need to fill in the flight plan all on our own, which is perfectly fine. We can do that. It's not a long route anyway. So let's go to departure, runway. The runway is the 28, and we're off the DDR5 X-ray, which is this one here. If we go to the review tab or the departure tab and then click apply, that is then correct. So I'm going to fill in the rest of this and I'll do a little time lapse so it's quicker. Right guys, I think I've done it. I don't quite know. It's not giving me any V speeds on here, so I don't actually know what the right stuff is, because usually it says, like, you know, manifest sent to MCDU, so I don't know whether or not that is what I put in here is all correct. I guess we'll just have to find out, because if you go to the takeoff, our V speeds are here. Obviously I didn't put any of that in, so I'm guessing that's all normal. I did press send requests, but request wise nothing actually came through. So we're going to do flaps 1 departure, and just see what happens. So yeah, we'll just go with that. Up to the overhead panel, we're going to start up the APU. Like so. Then that APU is now going to come on. So we're going to push back nose right, tail left. Parking brakes are now released. And we'll start engine 1. I know it says to stand by, but I just want to make sure the engines are actually going to start. Okay, it's rising, which is a good sign, and well, it's not spinning just yet. Hopefully it starts to spin. Just going to update that chase plane. Camera angle. There we go. Well, good now noise it's making. Rising very nicely. I do love the default ASOBO Zurich. It's quite a good scenery. Performs well. Wait for engine 1 to stabilise before we start up engine 2. That is good. And now we're going to start up number 2. There we are. Shut that. I just hope all our takeoff speeds are correct and the weights are all correct.
Please set parking brakes.
Alright, parking brakes set. Is there any checklists on this aircraft?
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
No. Oh, there is. There's a checklist right there. Hang on a minute. Map. Checklist. Oh, does it not work? Oh, okay, checklist as button doesn't actually work. Fair enough. Don't think that works either. But at least majority of things do.
Unlocking gear.
Oh. Oh, look at all this down here. I haven't actually had a look at the flight deck yet. Oh, hello. We'll put the observer seat down because we might have a safety pilot on. Oh, look, the waist bin opens as well. Cool.
Tow truck disconnected.
Right, both engines started. We're going to switch off the APU and we're going to switch on the taxi light. So taxi light nose, taxi light side. And all the over panel was actually pretty simple setup, which is good, so that's okay. We're going to now set flaps 1. Now we don't know if takeoff config doesn't work, so as soon as we've got the flaps down, I think that's the main thing, right? So now we're going to taxi to runway 28. It's not too long of a taxi, thankfully. We'll do a quick flight control check. Full left, check. Full right, check. We can do the rest over here. Full up, full down, and then full rudder left, full rudder right. Back to the map. Right, nearly at the runway, so landing lights can come on, and I also want the logo light for fun and the strobe lights on as well. Very nice. Looking very good. Okay, we're going to spin it to the right now. Hopefully it's all takeoff configured as normal. Actually, that's how you bring it in, isn't it? The range. There we go. Now we'll slow it down a bit more. And then, so that's the EFB that doesn't work. And swing it to the right. I think that range is good. Yeah, that's as minimum as it goes. We're kind of doing a little backtrack on ourselves, or backing over the airport. Now, do we arm auto throttle now? Well, I've got it set to take off, so it should take over once we start powering up. I believe that's what it does anyway. Right, so I'm going to go 50%. Stable. And toga. Now, I don't think it took over, but I don't know. Maybe it did.
80 knots.
Checked.
V1. Rotate.
Rotate. A lot of back pressure on the throttle for this one. Not throttle, sorry. The yoke. Right, positive climb, gear up. Maybe it's a trim thing. Yeah, I think we're trimmed quite far down. There we go, we're trimmed better there. Cool. Right, looking good. So the takeoff was okay. Managed to get off the ground. That's the main thing. Now I think we need to just line ourselves up with that pink dot thing. Bring it to the left. There we go. Our speed is dropping. We're going to pop on the autopilot and see what happens. So, autopilot engaged, LNAV. Now, where's the VNAV? We've got to set the flight level change, so we don't want that. We want VNAV. Is that going to do it? I don't know. I'm guessing it will pick it up soon. And flaps up. So we're learning. Yes, right now it's set the flight level change. That's probably because we're climbing, the speed is whatnot. We've got it set to FMS speed. Don't think I want it set to FMS speed. I think I want it set to manual. So we'll set it to 220. Okay, now we're descending. There we go. Come on, lift up the plane. Right, where's the anti-ice then? APU, windshield, hydraulics, pressurization, ice protection. Did I not sign it off? But let's switch off the landing lights off, and also the taxi lights off as well. Now we seem to be following the flight plan better. Director Mommel here. The flight management system has it set to the FMS speed, 270 knots, which is followed without any issues. I just don't know whether or not it's following a VNAV. I mean, we're meant to be at Mommel level 128, which I guess we are actually kind of reaching quite well. So, yeah, maybe it is working okay. We'll leave it on this page so we can keep track of it, but I think it's okay. Right everyone, I shall leave it there, and I'll catch you all closer to Krakow, and I'll see you very shortly. Bye bye. Welcome back to the flight deck, everyone. So the aircraft's having a bit of an issue with the speed. For some reason, FMS management speed is saying that we should do Mach 0.42, which is just stupid. So I've done manual speed for this one, and we're still cruising for over 310, but the aircraft is kind of struggling to keep it at 310, so yeah, it's a bit weird what's going on. I don't quite understand, but anyway, we're going to start planning for the arrival now into where we're going, Krakow. So let's do that. So on Navigraph, as you can see, we're landing runway 25 on the Nettier for Golf arrival. And we're going to do the ILS at runway 25 via the Ballsy approach, which is this one here. So let's start planning this into our FMC. Hopefully it all goes well. Right, so runway 25. We do the ILS 25 via Ballsy, and then it is the Nettier for Golf arrival, which is this one. Arrival, apply, and hopefully that has all applied perfectly. It looks like it has, to be fair. Back to the flight plan page then. I think it's done it okay. Yeah, this is all correct here. If we go to the progress page, and then VNAV, top of descent is in 320 nautical miles. We've got 50 minutes for that one. So the reason why we didn't work with the cost is because I forgot to put the cost index in. So now that's 0.79, which is where it should be, which is good. So see, it's a learning. We're getting there. We are eventually getting there. There you go, guys. So we've got our VREF speeds in now. So 128 is our VREF speed there. If we go to the arrival, it's all good. Landing now is all good. And everything is perfect. So I'll catch you all top of descent into Krakow. Welcome back to the flight deck, everyone. We're just passing 6,000 feet. We're going to pop on our landing lights and all of that bits and bobs. As you can see, we're not too far away from Krakow now. We need to be at 4,000 feet at Ofuk. We're just slightly off that, ever so slightly. Runway is in sight, however. We are now going to arm approach mode, like so. We've got the localizer, just got to wait for the glide slope to come in. Speed has been set to 220 knots. I'm just going to quickly put this to manual speed, and I'm going to reduce it to about 180 knots. We're 14 miles out, so 180 is a good place to start, and we'll also pop out some speed brake. We are getting icing warnings, but it's okay because we have anti-ice on, so that is not a problem. There we go, slowing down nicely. So yeah, we're at 4,000 feet and then 3,000 feet at 362. We should pick up the glide slope the second we get to Ofuk. I mean, it's saying from the charts, oh no, sorry, 3,000 feet. We should pick up the glide. So let's just reduce the altitude down again. Right, okay, we're going to set some flaps. Flaps 1, or slats, should I say. There we go. Select flap 2.
2500.
Oh, it's a little bit rainy. I also need to get the QNH. So the QNH is 9 and 9 of 5. So let's set 9 and 9 of 5 now. There we go. 9 and 9 of 5 is set. Set flaps 3, and hopefully we get a nice landing rate from this. Whenever I land the Embraer, I can never seem to get a good landing rate. It's quite a hard aircraft to butter, in my opinion. Right, okay, now we are 10 miles out, and we're now going to reduce our speed to 160 knots, like so. Oh, look at this moody weather. Screenshot of that. Right, hopefully the glide slope comes in any second now. We've got 4 reds, obviously, because we are a bit low at the moment. But the good thing is that we are where we should be, which is the main thing. Look at that purple dome thing, like a little arena, which is cool. I have to say, the wing flex and the wing bounce is really good. The only thing I have noticed with the experimental build is the LNAV seems slightly off. It can't seem to do turns very well. I have noticed that. Right, so let's see if we can capture it then. I think we should be. Hopefully. Now 7 miles. So at KK362, which is just now. There we go, so we're at that waypoint. Next is runway 25, so we should have captured the localizer at this point. Now it is the, sorry, the glider at this point. Now it is the glide, as you can see. Not sure if it is descending on the glide. Oh, no, ignore me. It is now descending on the glide. There we go, so we've got the glide slope, and that is exactly what I want to see. Cool. Very happy with that. We're going to pop in the speed brake. We do not need that anymore. And I'm now happy to select gear down. There we go, gear down, and we're going to now select flaps full. And let's do our final landing speed. We'll switch to FMS. There we go. And I'm hoping down here, if we go to the landing, VREF is 126. I mean, it's not set 126 just yet, but that's okay. I think we can do that ourselves. So let's now set 126 as the final landing speed. There we go. Cool. Well, there we have it, everyone. We've now configured the aircraft for landing, and we've not managed to plummet it into the ground. So that's a good thing. It's a good sign. I mean, look at the LNAV route that the aircraft has kind of done. It's a bit messy, like even here, but that is an experimental build, so that could be, you know, normal. Okay, so let's get autopilot then. No button for that. Okay. Autopilot. Autopilot. We'll pick it again. No. Cool. Right. So autopilot disconnected. I have control of that. Auto thrust also disconnected, and I have control of the auto thrust as well. And obviously we're looking for 126. I'm happy at 130 for the moment. Okay, we just need to increase our pitch ever so slightly. Just trim up the aircraft as well. There's our landing speed, bit more thrust. Trimmed to perfection. A little bit windy over here. Okay, so put the nose down a little bit more. Oh wow, it's quite windy.
200. Minimums.
Continue. Go back on track here.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Touchdown. Oh, no touchdown sounds. It's a bit annoying. And reverses. Decel. Welcome everyone to Krakow.
Auto brake.
There we go. Reverses stowed. And manual braking. Well, to vacate towards the end now. Well, that's not an exit, so all the way to the end of the runway. Well, there we have it, we made it. Landing rate was at -153, not bad. There's just no touchdown sound, which is slightly annoying. There's the flaps, flap sound for you all. And we'll go to overhead panel and start up the APU. Switch on the dome light now as well. Leave that on. Now we can't vacate here. I don't think it's actually a vacate there. It's got no entry. So all the way to the end. Good, so we're nearly on stand then. Just need to take a left onto Tango, which is our next left here. Then we're actually the first stand. So we'll turn off our side lights. I've actually really enjoyed this flight. I'm looking forward to going back to Zurich. There we go, left here. And we're parking next to the fly-by. GSX is all ready for us. And we're going to switch off the nose taxi lights. And then swing it into the right. There we have it. Okay, I went too quick there. I was looking at the wrong one. Perfect. So sorry. On the same parking brake set, now we've got to turn off engine 1 and engine 2. Stop and stop. There we go. Both engines are spooling down, and we have APU on. And now we'll come over here and go to the GSX tab and request deboarding. And then if we go to the ground, we're going to select GPU, safety pins, cones, and wheel chocks. On goes the GPU, and off goes the APU. And there we are, everyone. We've made it to Krakow safe and sound somehow. Don't ask me how, because I have no idea. Great, now we've got to open up the doors. So, door, 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 door. Hopefully all open up. There we go. That's cool. But yeah, here we go, guys. Welcome to Krakow. We've made it from Zurich here, safe and sound. Landing rate, like I said, was -153, which isn't too bad at all. We are going to take this aircraft back to Zurich. I have to say, though, it's enjoyable. Once you know what you're doing, it is actually a fun aircraft to fly. And yeah, so if you haven't got it already, I think now you can start to buy it again, start to enjoy it. Obviously, every time I fly this aircraft, it's when there's a new update, and then I forget about it because the new update didn't really make it any better. However, this is definitely much better product now. Now there's VNAV, it's funny how one little thing can change so much. But yeah, there we have it. Thank you all for watching. Happy New Year to you all. I'll catch you all in the next one. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye bye.